In this video tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to create a link to a website from another website. You might need to use this, for example, if you have a blog, but you also have courses that you host somewhere else, or if you're working on two websites that you want to interconnect, such as, for example, a blog WordPress site and something that might be hosted on a platform like New Zenler, which you can see in front of you, which is a course funnel and a bunch of other things. I have a tutorial on all of that in a different video. So if you want to see that, go ahead and look that up. But basically what I'm going to show you exactly how to create a link from one of these websites to the other website. The very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to head on over to the website where you want to create the link and where you want it to be located on. I'm going to show you two ways in which you can create links. We're going to go through how to create both a button link and a text link to content. So here we are on the page that I want to create a link on. In this page, I'm going to go ahead and create a blog link to what it is that I do. So I can go ahead and create that anywhere on this page. And let's talk about the link text first, because I think this is really important. And to create a simple link text, so let's say, for example, we want to go ahead and we want to link up to our courses here. So let's go head on into the preview view so that I can click on here, and it's going to actually bring up that URL in the bar. So I'm going to copy that URL. We're going to go ahead and go over to our WordPress site. So here we are in our WordPress site. And maybe I want to link this up into a Word. Let me see here. Okay. Where do I want to link this up? Let's just put it maybe in. I'm just going to show you how to do this just generally. Okay, so let's say, for example, it is this that is being linked up. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to the text that you've written. You can type it out, or you can highlight any text that you already have, and we're going to highlight this, and you can see that that has now turned into with a blue highlight on it. The next thing that you're going to do is we've already copied the link that we want this text to go to. So once we have the text in place, we're going to go ahead and grab the link to the content that we want to lead the person to. We're going to use the copy and paste method that I taught you in a previous blog. So if you don't know how to do this, head on over to that and watch that first, because you're going to need to know that. So we've copied the link address, and then we're going to head into the editor, which is where we are. This is on WordPress, and your builder may look different than this one. I particularly use Thrive themes, but if you use a different theme, you're still going to be able to find this somewhere when you have your text highlighted. Now, usually when you have your text highlighted, it's going to create a text editing bar, or you're going like this one, or you're going to be able to see how to edit your text down on this side. So when it comes to particularly what you're using on WordPress, just know that how you are going to add this link might look a little bit different. So on mine though, because I use Thrive themes, there are two places in which I can go ahead and change this and add a link. If you look up here in this text editor bar, you're going to see that there is a link here. And if I click on that, it's going to open into a new tiny little window that basically says, what URL do you want me to do this to? So you can see here that we can then go ahead and paste that there. So I'm going to do this for you. Courses. I'm going to actually say, come learn with me. Okay, let's pretend we want to, because then I can easily delete this. Let's pretend you want to link those words up. So we've highlighted them. We're going to click on the link. We're going to go ahead and paste that link there, and we're going to have open in new tab chosen. We're going to now insert the link, and you can see now that actually, when I hover over it, it has like a little kind of bar thing that kind of comes up, that tells me that the link is actually there. So the other way that you can go ahead and do this is if I go ahead and hit in the action, we can add a new action and put it in there. But the easiest way is to just go ahead and find this little link thing. That's going to be the easy way to do that. So after you've got that in place, we're going to go ahead and save the work, and I'm going to preview this, okay, so that you can see whether the link worked or not. You want to always test your link out to ensure that it's going to the place you actually want it to go to, because otherwise, if you put a link in here and it either goes nowhere or it doesn't go to the place you want it to go to, you could be missing out on having people go where you want them to and where you need them to. I'm going to give you a little piece of advice here. If you ever go to somebody else's website and you run across a link that is not working, please let them know, because sometimes they don't know that a link has gotten broken after it's been put in there, or that a link may have been forgotten to be put in there. So if that does happen, just let the person know. And here are our words that we added. Come learn with me. Now, if we did this correctly, it will take us over to that learn page that we copied. So let's click on it. You can see that when I hover over these letters, nothing happens. But when I hover over this portion of letters, that little pokey finger guy comes up. So let's click on that. And voila, you can see that our link is definitely working. It is adding people to the page that we want them to go to. So you have now created your very first text link. So let's go ahead and get out of there now. We're going to go back into the editor view here, because I'm going to actually delete that so I don't accidentally leave that there and somebody clicks on it. The next way that we're going to do this is I'm going to show you how now to go ahead and link up using a button. So this is a little bit different, but I'm going to show you how to go ahead and do that. And there are times when you might want to use a button versus when you might want to just use text, which is what we're going to do here. And you can see here that we have that text that we put there, but it's much more visible to somebody to see this little button and be able to actually click on it and do something with it, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to delete that. So that's not in there anymore. Okay. So that there's no link in there anymore. We can see that when we hover over, there's nothing there. There's no boxes or anything. So you're going to want to obviously save that, because you don't want to have that accidentally still in there when you do put it live. So hit save. And after everything that you change and everything that you do, make sure that you're always hitting that save button. It does take a little while to save it, but that's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about a button. Now, in my particular format that I edit, I can add a button by simply going over here and adding an element, and I can see that when I look here, there's tons of elements that I can add, but we're specifically looking for a button. So here we have a button, and we can add this button by dragging it into the screen and it will add a button, or by clicking it and it will add it to the bottom. Now your editor might be different, but hopefully you know where to locate a button. So go ahead and locate one of those. We're going to use the same link that we had before, but I'm not actually going to change my button inside of here. I'm going to let this button show you how it does what it needs to do. So then we're going to click on the button, and you can see under main options here in my particular editor, which is Thrive Themes, you can see here we have our target URL, and we have this linked. You can see there's a link there to that particular page, and we want it to open in a new tab. So all you need to do is add in the text for that button to connect to right inside of there. So I'm going to show you how to do the same thing now inside of here, which is inside of New Zen Learn. So let's say, for example, at the bottom here, I want to give a call to action for somebody to then go ahead and check out my blog. So I'm going to add a new element by clicking the plus button. We're going to click buttons, add the button. And then I'm going to edit this settings because I want to have a design that is rounded. And then what I'm going to do is change the style a bit. So I'm going to just scroll down the amount of text, maybe not 11, maybe like 15. And I'm also going to make it just so that it's a normal width. And we're going to go ahead and change what it says. Check out the blog. Okay. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to match the style of this particular site. So we're going to go and change that to the same blue that I have. And if I didn't know what that was, I could just simply click on the one that I do have. It's going to give me the hex code. I would copy that, and then I can make sure that my buttons all have the same color in them. So we're going to paste that there. Save it. And now we have our button over here on New Zenler. So let's say I want to link up my blog page to that. Okay, so I'm going to head on over to where it says blog here. And this is my blog that is on my WordPress site. So if I click that, you can see it's now taking me to my main blog page. I'm going to copy the URL at the top here. I'm going to head back into our editor. We need to set an action for this button because if somebody goes to it right now, nothing is going to happen. So we hit settings and then go to link. We're going to paste that link in there, and I want this one to open in a new tab so that they don't lose the tab that has the content here that they might be on. Okay, so there we go. We have that added into our button. Now let's go ahead and hit preview and make sure that our button works. So let's go ahead and click check out the blog, and we should be led to that blog page if we did everything correctly in our button. And there you go. It is now opened into our blog on our WordPress site. So that's how you can link up buttons to content you have on other sites. Also, how you can link up your text to content you have on other sites. Now that you know how to link up text to another page or site, it's time to do the same thing with buttons, which we've already gone through. And there's one more question that I get a whole lot. So I thought I would go through that right now with you as well, which is how do I link up some of these links in my navigation bar if I want, say, for example, to show in my navigation bar my blog, or if I want to have them go back to a home page that's actually on my WordPress site. Because I get this question so much, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. What you're going to notice is this home button is already connected to my normal website. So into this, it's connected into my home page here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your home page of what, for example, we're just using this as our blog homepage, our website homepage. And you can see here, I have my homepage URL there. What we're going to do is we're going to head on into the editor here, and we need to have the dynamic header so that we can change this. We're going to go into settings and we're going to hit menu. In the menu, we can see we have the home bar here. If we hit edit, we can change where this link goes, and then go ahead and click open in a new tab, click update, and save this. So now when I've pasted that link, which I've already done, and we hit preview and we hit that home button, guess what? It's not going to take us to this online course and workshop page. It's going to take us to the website we want it to redirect to, essentially, right? So it takes us to this website. So that is one thing. And now if we wanted it to go, say, for example, to the blog, we would go to the blog. We would copy the URL for the blog. Okay, so we're going to copy this. We're going to go into the header and we're going to add a new one. So we're going to hit menu. We're going to add a new menu. We're going to label it. We're going to label this blog. It's visible to all people because on here we can either make it visible to all, none, logged in, or logged out. Then we're going to choose our action, which is the go to link. We're going to paste that link in there. We're going to turn this on and we're going to hit save. Now you can see that's been added to the back end. So let's go ahead and move that up there. Save. And now you can see it says blog right there. So let's double check that it works. This should lead me, if I click here, to the blog on my WordPress site. So let's check that out. And boom, you're now on the WordPress site. It works, it's connected, and that is how you can connect your navigation bar from one website to another. As you've seen, my workflow works like this. If someone clicks this home button, they're taken back to my main website. If I'm on my main website and someone clicks learn, you will notice that they're taken over to the content that helps them to learn. So that's how you can connect all of those kinds of platforms that you have going on in the background in an easy format that people can then go ahead and find and locate what it is that you have. So now that you know how to use links in buttons, in navigation bars, and also in text, what are you going to be linking up for your content moving forward? Are you going to be using buttons, text, or changing it inside of your navigation bar here? Let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful and also how you're going to be using this video. Don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, to hit the subscribe button and ding that bell, because you're going to want to make sure that you can stay up to date on all of the new videos that come out.